Sig Sauer, one of the most prominent gun manufacturers on the planet. And I want to tell you, we're going to talk about a Sig Mosquito right now. Please take a look at it. And we are going to talk about this gun because I have over 10,000 rounds at least through this Mosquito, this 22. And I must say, if you want to go to the range, save some money on ammo, but more importantly, if you want to entice yourself to go to the range more often, get yourself a Mosquito. Let's talk about it. We're going to look at it in detail. We're going to disassemble it, put it back together. We're going to have some fun with this video. And I'm a huge believer in the 22. As a matter of fact, the Mafia used to use this as a hit gun. They don't want the big mess. We're not going to go there. Let's talk about the Sig Mosquito. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. What I decided to do, we're going to focus on the Mosquito in this video, the 22 LR. And I have this gorgeous 45 Equinox Sig, and I want to show you some comparison of sizes throughout this video. But right now, let's focus in on the Sig Mosquito. And let's take it apart first. Let's do that first. I want to just do that first because I have 10,000 rounds through this. Just imagine, everybody just think, why do we go to the range? We go to the range to get ourselves more proficient at shooting. We go to the range because we enjoy it. I go with my wife, right, Tammy? And we enjoy it. But what's the negative of going to the range is the cost of ammo. And I tell you what, these CCI mini mags at $5-6 per 100 is a steal. And this is the way to go to get yourself proficient with shooting. And that's why I want to compare the size of this Mosquito to that 45 Sig. It's really very close in size, and it really gives you good practice. It's really amazing. So let's do this. Let's start with the disassembly of the Mosquito, and this thing has been flawless to me. Now I know a lot of people say, well, 22s, they jam a lot, they do this, that, and the other, and it's a plinker gun. This is not a plinker gun. Okay, this is a firearm that can kill people. And I'm very serious about my videos. Whether they're 22s or 500 Magnums, we're talking about firearms. And this 22 is a serious gun. So it's not all that expensive. Think about your future purchase of getting a Sig Mosquito, because I'm telling you, I haven't count, of course, but every time I go to the range, I shoot at least one of these packets here, 100, sometimes two of these, $5-6 a packet, and they're $5-6 per 100. And then I get warmed up and I get acclimated, and then I get into the 45, and I'll shoot my 50 rounds of 45, and I'll go home feeling good. I always shoot, not always, but I pretty much always shoot the 22 first. And I have a number of 22s, but this 22 Mosquito has really has not failed me at all. At all. I mean, I can count on one hand how many times it failed me out of 10,000 rounds. It's perfect. And the customer service from Sig Sauer is perfect. And we're going to talk about that a lot in the future because I've been back and forth with them on customer service. Let's disassemble this and show you how easy it is to disassemble, and I'm not going to clean it because it's already clean, but I'm just going to show you how to disassemble it. Okay? My wife is here, thank you. Please, as we know, the Sig is very simple, but the 22 is a little bit different. You simply, I'm ready, so I have to look at it on my side. Okay, we flip over, we flip that over there, and we drop this, and we take the top off. It's that simple. Okay, now, oops, oh, okay, spring guide rod, no big deal. And here's your gun. Take a close look. Beautiful, beautiful craftsmanship. Exeter, New Hampshire. High quality stuff. Now when you want to put it back together after you've cleaned it, you simply take your spring and your guide rod, and please zoom in right here. You see that? You want to have this going backwards. The guide rod going backwards. Okay? And keep it like that. And then you kind of want to drop it in on top. So you want to take your barrel and your spring and put them in their appropriate spot. I'm looking at it. Very simple. Simple Simon. And then you drop it into place and you got your gun back. See that? Ah, what a beautiful gun. Let's talk about the trigger. Take a nice close look at the trigger. Of course, all my guns are safety checked and all that, but see this? Please focus real close here. The trigger guard is nice and large, by the way, so if you had to wear gloves or something, you can get your finger in there. And think about that when you buy guns, by the way. Can you get your finger in there if you're wearing gloves, if it's cold outside? Now look at this real close here. You see that? And you see the hammer here? So it's got a little bit of a play there, which is nice. It gives you time to think. And then, pow. Let's talk about some other features on the gun. This comes with a Picatinny rail, which for a 22 you really don't, maybe you want it, maybe you don't, but it comes with it. And these retail for $405. I paid about, I think, $350 for this. And I think about the 10,000 rounds I have through it at $6 per 100. What a bang for the buck. I'm excited about this gun. I don't think I've showed this on the channel yet. I forget. I just don't think. And now what I want to do is, I'll show you some other things real quick here. The front, serrated, trigger guard. Look at the quality here. This is, what is this? The inverted two-tone. I forget exactly what they call it, but the bottom is silver, the top is black, very nice and pretty. You can go to Sig's website, look at the serrations here, the serrations here on the front of your grip and on the front of the trigger guard, and just all the touches they do. Attention to detail is what I call it, so that when you're holding your gun, you don't want to touch the trigger, your finger won't slip off. All these little things are important. And it feels like a big gun in your hand, even though it's a 22. Now, this gun here is a 45. This is the P220. And the Equinox, a very pricey gun, $1,200 plus. But what I want to point out is, what is the width of this Equinox, the 45? They're both identical. They're 1.5 inches. So when you're shooting the 22, you feel like you're practicing with a full-size gun when you're shooting the Mosquito. What is the sight radius of the 22? A lengthy 6.3 inches. What is the sight radius of the 45 at 7.2 inches? Really not much difference. Very, very interesting. The weight. We've got the 22 at a light 25 ounces, and you've got the 45 at not much more at 30 ounces. And what I like is, I want a hefty gun when I'm shooting a 22. I don't want to feel like I'm shooting a BB gun. This Mosquito, I'm telling you, I brag about this a lot to my friends. The trigger pulls at like 10 pounds for double action. But I'm just saying, it's a great way for you to practice and get acclimated, and it'll entice you to go to the range more often. So you can shoot your 22, you can have all the accuracy you want, very inexpensive, and it's a lot of fun. Look at the sights on that thing. Can you see that? Gorgeous, gorgeous sights, rear adjustable sights. Everything you want. You got a polymer frame on this gun, on the 22, and 10 round magazine. barrel length at 3.9 inches, and the barrel length on the 45 is 4.4 inches. Very similar, very, very similar. So that's my point is, you can shoot a 22 and it's very similar to a 45, but it's what is it, 1/3 the price, if that, if even less. A great way for you to get acclimated as a new gun owner, or for me in particular, please take a look up, for me in particular, what I like about the Mosquito is that it is flawless for me. It is absolutely flawless. It's easy to disassemble. And you can go to the range and you want to shoot, and Tammy, do I shoot this every time I go? I said, don't even put me on camera until I shoot 100 rounds with this gun, right?
We both use it, yes.
And
every single time, yes.
And that way you get your heart rate up and you get your blood pressure going and you feel good, and it doesn't cost money, and it makes me want to go to the range more often, because I'm thinking, if I want to go to the range and just keep shooting 45s, oh my gosh, I got to shoot 200-300 rounds of 45s, that's a lot of money. But if I want to go to the range and I know I'm going to shoot 200 rounds of a 22 and then maybe 50 rounds of a 45, I'm good to go. Let's zoom in real close on the gun one more time before we cut out. It's just beautiful. I'm telling you, everybody, you got to get into a 22, and I recommend the Sig Mosquito. We're talking about the highest quality gun for like 350 bucks, low cost ammunition. Look, please, as close as you can get. Everyone loves to look at beautiful guns. That is as beautiful as a 22 can get, in my opinion. And I have a number of 22s, including some other SIGs I'm gonna show you next week. Let's look at the other side real close, and then we'll say goodbye. But just please, just consider this. No matter what your age is, no matter how good of a shot you are, consider this for the fun of it. For the fun of going to the range and knowing you're not going to spend too much money. Okay, we'll take a look up right now and I'll say goodbye. You know what? I think a 22 should be part of everyone's collection, and you should bring it to the range prior to shooting the larger calibers. That's just my opinion. What do you think? Okay, this is not a sissy gun. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Thank you so much. Please tell a friend. You know how much I care about all of you. weaponseducation.com. And I have a lot of good things up my sleeves. Right, Tammy?
We sure do.
Okay. All right, my friends. Check it out. Bye-bye.